And Joe Biden has made his stance particularly clear over the judicial overhaul plans. What is Kevin McCarthy likely to say when he addresses the plenum on Monday?
Right, so this is a man that has visited Israel many times and is a staunch supporter of Israel, but also of Prime Minister Netanyahu. And despite these warm words initiating the visit, it does come at a time where relations are particularly strained between U.S. and Israel, but also between President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu, of course. Now, as you mentioned, we heard President Biden come out already and be quite critical of the reform, asking Netanyahu to take a step back. Netanyahu biting back and saying that the U.S. was inappropriately interfering in internal affairs. And really the relationship has reached, I wouldn't say sub-zero temperatures, but they're certainly dropping. And with the longer it takes for Prime Minister Netanyahu to receive an invitation, the more it will drop. This is not the case with McCarthy at all. He has come out in a statement with staunch support for Netanyahu, calling him a patriot, a statesman, a great friend of the U.S., and saying that what we're seeing in Israel is just essentially part of a healthy democratic system. And he's called on all Americans and America to show support for Israel at this moment. So what we're likely to hear is a focus on the positive and on the friendship, on the alliance, and what can come next. And of course, there is this closer relationship between Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and McCarthy.
Having said that, how embarrassing is it that Benjamin Netanyahu still hasn't been invited to the White House?
How embarrassing. I mean, we have heard that it's going to happen soon. We've also heard that if it weren't because of the reform, he would have already received this invitation. But I think it's important to keep in mind that the relationship between the U.S. and Israel is not really what's at stake here, or what the focus is. It's a little bit more personal. It's about Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It's about the relationship between Biden and Netanyahu. And of course, we've seen these personal relationships be difficult before, particularly under Obama, also with Netanyahu. And the relationship between the two countries continued to thrive. So, I mean, it's embarrassing, but it's not as if there is no solution to this. Something is going to change.
And watching all those developments as they unfold, our senior correspondent Bianca Zanini. Kevin McCarthy speaking tomorrow. Of course, last week, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was here.
Yes.
So very interesting seeing the high-profile people that are making their way.
Although it was kept down low.
Very much so.
Yes.
You'll be covering it no matter what happens. Thank you, as always, our senior correspondent Bianca Zanini.